Welcome to Kat's Creations on a Saturday. So the reason why I'm coming to you today is because yesterday, about 30 minutes before we're ready to go live, and I had everything all prepped, we lost power until about 8, and then by then it's a little too late to try to put everything together, so I thought I'd just wait till Saturday morning. And what I'm going to show you today is something different for Maurice. So these are some things that you can get together and do with your family. I'm going to show you how to make some decorations for your Christmas tree that are both simple, easy, and fun and look amazing. You could also add these to your Etsy shop or sell them at your local craft fair because they're super simple and easy to do. So I have enough time today to show you 3 different ones. So the first one I'm going to show you, you're going to need some scraps of fabric. So I call this almost the leftovers. So we all have leftovers left after our family celebrations for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So you can use this with leftover fabric. I'm sure you guys have known we've decided to go a little bit more rustic, kind of like a farmhouse Christmas. So a lot of our decorations, however, are not farmhouse and country-ish. So I'm going to show you how to create this simple, primitive Christmas tree, Christmas ornament. And like I said, you can use it from leftover fabrics. Maybe even you can use this as a memorial for a family member or friend who has passed away. You can create this with from old fabrics that they may have, and then this becomes a lasting memory you can add to your tree. So we're going to do a little bit of a different variation on this one because I chose to use rusted stars on top because that kind of stays with our rustic country theme. So let me go over all the material, what you'll need, then I'm going to walk you through how to assemble it, put it together, and then we'll create a different version of this that will go on our tree. And then I'm going to show you 2 other simple but elegant ways that you can create some other wood or some other Christmas ornaments. So trust me, you're going to want to click the share button because this is something that you can do with your family as they're coming out and you guys are getting together for the holidays, that you guys can do together as a family and maybe do this as a family project and have everyone put it on your tree. It's up to you. So on this particular version, like I said, you can go with the rusted stars. Factory Direct Craft actually sells the rusted stars in a 100-pack. So, and then these already come with the holes pre-drilled in them. So you don't even have to worry about adding a hole to them for your little twine piece at the top. Again, get whatever fabric you're going to use. I recommend that you add something a little bit with green in it, especially if you're adding it to your Christmas tree, because it kind of like, it gives it a little bit of a realistic tree feel. You will also need cinnamon sticks. Not this big, of course, but you guys know that I love having cinnamon sticks for all of my Christmas crafts. These are from Hobby Lobby. These were from quite a while ago because the price point in 2021 was $10 for, it doesn't really say how many is in here. Just 12 ounces of 8-inch cinnamon sticks, but I believe you can even get them at the grocery store if you just want to pick up a couple. You will need them.
Hey, Tara. Tara sent 100 stars. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara. I really appreciate that.
She says that's so cute.
Yeah, so we're doing, like I said, the whole country Christmas kind of thing. So if you happen to have old buttons, this is a great craft for your old buttons. So that's what we're going to be using on this one. You can, like, I buy these at our antique store, and who knew that buttons, right, would be so expensive? But you can actually buy jars of buttons at your local craft store, Etsy, so Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. You can get them in packages. You can get them in bundles by colors. It's going to be totally up to you. You can even get your Christmas fabric on clearance, and you'll only need a little bit. Like the ones that I put together here were from Walmart, believe it or not. And for $5.94, I got what was called the 8 color-coded quilters quarters. This was all called what's it? Sorry, Country Cabin. So these were the colors that it came with, and it actually came with quite a bit. So I got 2 of every single color for less than $6 for quarters. So I've got the red, green, and tan gingham. I have like this tartan green plaid. Here's another version of the green plaid, this time with a little bit more red. This one's more plaid. I think this one is more like a, what do you call it? Like a tartan. Yeah. And then you have like this, which is just light burgundy, and then the green more beige. Then you have the red, and then you have the red, white, and green. And all of this came together in a big, huge packet with even more fabric than this. So what I did, there was like 2 of each color. So you will need 13 3/4 inch by 9 inch strips. So really simple. Let me show you how we're going to do this. I'll put these to the side. I think these are already measured. I already cut them down to 9 inch pieces. So now I just need 3/4 of an inch. Let me grab my rotary cutter. I know I put it away last night. Everything last night kind of got thrown together willy-nilly.
Just because we lost power.
Yeah, we lost power. Do you see my rotary cutter anywhere? Oh, here it is. There you go. Thrown to the back. Okay. So super simple. I am just going to do 75% of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch. It's going to be right here along this beige line. So I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that stays where it needs to be. There's 3/4 of an inch. Rotary cutter. Right down my fabric. Got that into a nice little piece. I'm going to do the same with this green tartan. So again, these are 9 inch pieces. So I am going to measure out, and it's pretty much right at the beginning or right in the middle of that red. So I'm going to go ahead.
2 pieces each?
Well, there's quite a few in here. It's folded quite a few times, so I'll show you once I open it up and you'll be able to see. Okay.
Hi, Peggy. Hey, gals.
So there's that. I just wanted to use these 2 as a sample. Then you're just going to open them up. You'll have quite a few pieces. So I think these are kind of folded in the middle, and they are. So, like I said, all you need is 13 pieces. So with us having 8 different colors, granted that some of them are duplicates, I'm just going to go ahead and slice this down the middle. They don't need to be perfect. So even if you just do this with scissors because you don't have a rotary cutter, that's what I did the first time around. You can just kind of figure out where your fold is, take your scissors, and then just go ahead and fold that. The rotary cutter just makes it so much easier to do. As I say that, and then it becomes a struggle just to get it right on that fold. Okay, right there. So we've got 4 of these. Then this is going to yield us the same result. Same thing. I'm not even going to take the opportunity to put the ruler on it. I'm just going to go ahead and slice that.
Yep. She's made garland with fabric strips.
Oh, yeah.
Like a rag garland. And we put it on garland with lights. So, in fact, we have it on our
It's on our kitchen island. Yeah. Okay, so these ones are fine. That little scrap is good. All right, let me open this up. I'm going to pull one of these out. Of course, they're still sealed. I'm trying to find one. This one's kind of bent, so I don't really want a bent tray. So if you can find one that's at least straight. That looks straight. See how that one's bent? And then this one starts skinny and then kind of goes a little bit towards the bottom. So you just need to measure this to 6 inches. You can let it go a full 8 inches, but for this one, I did them at 6-inch pieces. And I'm actually going to do the bottom because the top's kind of cracked a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit bigger because it did crack a little on the high side. So we're good. Figure out which one you want to be your top, which one you want to be your bottom. I'm going to let the cracked one be the top because we're going to put our button and item there first. So the one thing you want to do is take all of your fabric strips, lay them out. We're going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to do this about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom is where I'm going to start tying these, and you just tie them in knots. Perfect little knots. And
Yep, that rag garland is pretty much the same way. You just keep tying knots between the lights as you go and just keep going.
So I'm going to scoot these down. Let them go ahead and stay the length that they are. I'm going to toggle the patterns. Trying to keep them straight so that we don't have any folded ends. So you can do this with kids because aside from gluing your button on the top, there's no glue. And just squish them down. I'm going to do this beige so that we're kind of doing red, green, and then this tan. There's that one. Go back around. Squish it down. Trying to keep all the knots on the same side, so mine is right here. Even though the stick is kind of rotating a little bit, I am going to do a different color green. So this one was more the tartan. So you need 13 pieces tied onto your little cinnamon stick. And these are nice because they make your house smell amazing. So anything you can do with cinnamon sticks smell amazing. Okay, there's that one. We'll do our gingham that we just cut. And I think we're at 6 pieces on. Just keep them all bunched together. There's one color I don't have. Yeah, let's just keep going. Here's this one. So I'm going to do the red, then I'll do the green. There's this one. Squish this one down. I'm going to do this color. So I'm just toggling the colors that we have done in our house this year for Christmas, which is the hunter green, more of a burgundy. And I'm going to make sure that one stays. There's always some fabric is what you almost call like dual-sided, like you can see the pattern on both sides. But some clearly has the wrong side of your fabric and then the right. Okay, now we're going to go back to red. And like I said, if your pieces are fraying, you know, if you want the frayed look, I like that look, but you're welcome to, you know, trim them up a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 3 more pieces to finish this one out. So I'm going to go with this piece. Squish it down. Let's grab another gingham. Sometimes you might have to squeeze them down a little bit more so that you have enough space at the top to glue your star on. Okay, we're going to do this last piece here. I like a lot of the green. So this is piece number 13.
That could be a cute idea. She's ever used pinking shears to get the zigzag design on the edges.
You can. Yeah, I wanted ours, and you'll see why here in a second. So let me make sure that all of my pieces, like you want to be able to see all of your individual little threads here, because now what we're going to do is we're going to trim these down into a tree shape. So we need to make sure that they're all spread out as evenly as possible so that when you go to trim them, you don't have like one of your pieces hiding underneath another piece. So I'm trying to get them all roughly the same length. Spread them all out just like that and just like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to simply just trim that up. Like I said, you can trim off all of your threads if you want. It's up to you what your desired end look is going to look like. And then I'm just going to do this upside down because it's a little easier for me to carve Christmas tree this way rather than Christmas tree like this way.
Mary, yes, that's on a cinnamon stick.
Yep. So it can smell exceedingly great. So I like to start right at the top. And I'm just going to cut all the way down to the bottom. There's my tree shape. Start right at the top. Carve all the way to the bottom. And now, this one's a little too long right here. But they don't have to be 100% perfect. And now we have our nice little tree shape. So I'm going to go ahead and cap this. I'm going to take, where's our twine? I'm going to take a piece of our twine right here. I'm going to measure this off for a nice little loop. Because I don't know about you guys, I still use hooks even though we have the twine here. So I'll go a little bit bigger. We're going to use this gorgeous little gold button to be the top to our little Christmas tree. Let's see if this would actually work. I try to, like, if there's a hole in something already, I try to make that work so that, you know, it can kind of be a little bit more rustic. Let's see how that looks. So we're going to go like this. Yes, that'll work. That'll be the top of our tree. So I'm going to try to be as even as I can here. And give myself a pretty generous piece. Okay, I'm going to, because I want it to hang straight, I'm going to make sure that my button goes to the top. I already have my hot glue on, so it's already ready. I'm going to actually just glue it right here rather than trying to hold it and glue my button in while the glue all comes through those holes. And that is how simply you can create a little whimsical ornament, a rustic Christmas tree ornament for your Christmas tree. So we did one with the star, we did one with the button, so both of those are going to go on our Christmas tree. It's entirely, like, you can choose to do it if you don't want to see the knots. You can do it if you want to see the knots. This one is knot side on the back, so here's our knotted side. And this side is knot side up. So it's going to be whatever you prefer. Do you guys have any questions on these? So the fabric, again, I got at Walmart. It came in a pack of fat quarters. It was called Country Cabin, which is perfect for us. Buttons you can get at Hobby Lobby, or you might already have those laying around in a jar. Rusted metal stars came from Factory Direct Crafts, I think is what it's called, FDC. Cinnamon sticks are from Hobby Lobby, or you can get them at the grocery store. So that's this one down. And so we're ready to start another simple ornament process for our Christmas tree.
Steph said I love these and they're great for beginners like me.
Right? You can even sell these at your craft fair. Hang them on like a little miniature ornament, you know.
Tree,
yeah, like I would have them sitting here on my ornament tree. Maybe you want to do something like 2 for $5 or whatever you want to charge for your ornaments. Steve's on the higher aggressive plan. So I'm like, at Christmas time, if I'm doing a craft fair, I would have some low price points for those, because my whole thing would be easy to make, easy to get, you know, people to pick that up. And those are just like a great make it and take it thing. These also make great things to add to your packages as Christmas ornaments for people, so that like we always add ornaments to our special packages every year at Christmas. So those are the 2 variations for that. Let me show you the next one, which is going to require wood slices. So if you happen to have your own tree and you slice all your wood slices, all you're going to need to do is add a hole to this. And I'm going to show you how we can decorate this 2 different ways. Again, perfect idea for craft fairs. So the first one I'm going to show you is super simple. I have 2 variations that I've already done. I did this Joy to the World, and I did the snowflake ornament, both on these slices. Now, as a chocolatier representative, I purchased, like, a lot of times I'll do this and give these as simple gifts in my shipping when I'm shipping wreaths as a thank you to my customer. Again, these are great craft fair items. They actually come, face is getting burnt. They come in a stencil like this. You can tell I've already like cut quite a few of them off. We did the Joy to the World and the snowflake. So we're going to do one and show you how super simple this is with a product called torch paste. So for those of you who have always wanted to learn how to wood burn, but maybe you don't want to have a wood burner handy, or maybe it's, you know, a little too hard to get all those details in the product with your wood burning tool. Maybe, you know, I'm not sure how hard I need to do it or how soft. So we're going to do the ice skates. I think that would be super cute. Or the Noel. So torch paste is a product that you can find on their website. So I came across this product last year just before Christmas and absolutely loved it. And you'll love it too when you see how simple it is. So we're going to do ice skates. You want to make sure they fit. And you can buy your stencils at like Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and Michael's. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you have to go through Chocolatier and get their stencils. I just happen to have these from last year. So that's why I decided, hey, on our rustic tree, let's do some wood slices. So these I bought from Amazon.
Steph Anderson said, yes, I love your wreaths, and my mom, Mama Pam Livingston, is in your private group.
Nice.
I love your private classes. She's been on to watch you more often.
Great. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I want to make sure the hole is facing up for your ornament. The great thing about these ones is they are an actual silk screen. So I'm just going to line that up. I want to make sure that it's smooth and flat so that my chalk paste does not go underneath the transfer. And these just lift up. They're super easy. And you're going to see how fast this goes. So it's just like a paste. So I'm going to put on just a little bit. And trust me, a little goes a long way. So we're going to take that torch paste, and you can see it's kind of like a pumpkin orange color. So we're going to make sure that this goes in, and because the wood is so porous, we want to give it some time to kind of soak into the wood. So as you see, I'm going back and forth and making sure that, hey, what I put on there the first time already soaked through. So I'm going to go ahead and just reapply that. And you saw how much I actually put on here. So now I'm going back through and removing all my excess, making like super careful that I don't go onto the wood slice, because wherever the torch paste will be is what it's going to burn into the wood. Okay, so I'm just removing all the excess. just like this. Okay. And look, I mean, I've had this since last year. I think I have 5 more of these. I thought I would go through them much quicker. Let's set that there. I'm going to go ahead and pull the transfer off, and you're going to see the imprint of my ice skates is already on there. Can I give you that to hold or just stick somewhere? I'm going to let this dry just for a couple minutes because you need to let the paste actually dry before you do anything to it. But show you how super simple it is just to create something just like this. I'm not going to put my my twine on just yet. What else can I talk to you about before? No, I won't do that one just yet. Steve actually created this one yesterday, but we haven't had a chance to wood burn him. This was a little gingerbread man to show you how they are. Where is the wood slices? Oh, so this is how you purchase your wood slices. So I buy these from Amazon. Comes in a box just like, or a package just like this. It doesn't tell me. I want to say they're either 36 or 24 of these, and it beats having to go out there and try to slice my own. So, but you can make them. They're super simple. Let's go ahead and do Steve since it dried quicker already and we don't have to wait. You will need a heat gun. So, my recommendation is a Black & Decker heat gun. It has 2 heat settings. It has the low and the high. We're going to go ahead and do this on the high setting. So bear with me, a little bit of noise. And you're just going to keep this right over. Hold on a second. Can I move this down a little bit? Let me just move this stuff down. Can you still see right here, Steve?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I just, because it's starting to puff up my cutting mat, I don't want to ruin my cutting mat. So I'd rather do this on the wood surface. So I'm holding this about 3 or 4 inches from the wood slice. And I'm just waiting for the wood to heat up. Just keep it moving. It's kind of like magic when it happens. You can see it's already starting to darken. Like magic. I have to hold it over so that it goes deeper into the rings a little bit. But just like that is how we have our little gingerbread. And he's perfect. I mean, it can't get any easier than that. You can get, where's the, I think it's over there, the one wood sign that we did last year, the moon one. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how we'll end up doing this one too, but you can do much bigger ones like this. I did this one last year. It just says I love you to the moon in the back. So you don't have to be like, don't have to invest in that huge wood burning tool set, but you can do them on anything that you'd like. This one is the saying that Steve and I have had for quite a while. So let's do the ice skates. Again, back on heat. You just have to let your wood slice get hot, and then it'll penetrate through that torch paste, and it'll just burn where the torch paste is.
Yeah, it's really fun to do. Sharon's like, how cool is that? And Beth is all, that is awesome.
Right?
Except all, oh my god, I love this.
It's so much fun. So if you go to torchpaste.com, you can buy the torch paste, and just one little container will be enough. It lasts a long time. Put it on thin. Don't like bob it on there. You could even do this at your craft booth if you wanted to, and let people pick them out, and then you can just burn it for them. You can see where the rings are. You have to hold it just a little bit longer. Go back up to the top and get our bow. And it smells just like wood burning. And just like that, we're done with those two. Just super simple. And so all you have to do at this particular point is put your piece of twine on. Super simple. Make sure that...
Beth, yep, the torch paste washes off the stencil just like chalk couture paste.
Exactly.
Yep.
You just run it under water with a little bit of soap, rinse it off, and then you're good. Yep. And you can do it on the super large stencils, like I showed you with the sign. Whatever stencil you have, so much fun to do. But look at that. You have super simple little Christmas ornaments. Again, you can put those on your craft table and you can sell those to your customers. I just need to add my my twine to these, and those are done. They've got the little wood on either side. So the nice thing too when you burn them is, if you're like us, we date the back, like, you know, whatever was a significant moment. Like this would be 2003 in our new home. Like, welcome to your new home, 2003.
Or you could double the ornaments on each side.
Yeah, or yeah, you could do two-sided if you wanted to. Like if you have a year-round holiday tree, you could go Christmas one side and something else on the other. Or like Steve says, you could do a snowflake of this type and then maybe do a snowflake of a different type, so you have two-sided ornaments. That's a really good suggestion. So those are there. Torch paste, if you go to torchpaste.com, I want to say like maybe $10 to $15 for the torch paste. You only need a little one. Like I said, this has gone a long way, and I still have a ton of it left. So this is done like all my ornaments, did the sign, it's done a couple signs. So there's that one. And
yeah, that's so neat. I bought some stencils at a craft store a couple weeks ago. Definitely going to need to order torch paste.
yes, and if you want to do something with, let me show you this too, because they actually have this. Let's say, for example, you were really good at lettering. Like I'm not, but if you were, they actually make them like these. They're called Scorch Markers. So it allows you to do the same thing but in a marker. So if you have that really nice gorgeous calligraphy and you wanted to do somebody's name or the year, you can do this. Again, these are called Scorch Markers, and you can buy these in a pin shape. So it has a brush and it has a bullet tip on those, so you get one of each, and you can order those if you're really good at your lettering. I am not one of those. Okay, last one I'm going to show you how to make. Super simple. Because we've done those. We've done our little gingerbread man. Do you want to unplug that? I am going to show you, lastly, is how to do a really awesome design. We're still using the wood slices. So like this one, I didn't have any Christmas print patterns to use. These are napkins. So, and you want to get the napkins with the white print. So what it does when you finish is it's going to look like you painted this on the wood slice. You can see the wood slices coming through. I decided to do sea turtles because that was like the closest of anything. I mean, you can buy all kinds of napkins online. These ones, all the ones that I had were like fall and Halloween, so we're actually going to do one. These ones were a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how fast you can do these. So what you will need: white napkin. So what I mean by white napkin is anything that's print on white. So it could be a really cute Merry Christmas, it could be a red truck. Like I said on this one, mermaids wouldn't quite fit, but we'll probably do another turtle because I know that I have some family members who love sea turtles. So these are going to them. This print on this napkin is a little weird. It's a little blurred. This one's a little bit better. So I'm going to show you how super simple it is. Print on white napkin. You only need one. Then you're going to need your wood slice. You will need Mod Podge, my paintbrush. I forgot I washed my paintbrush last night because I had everything all laid out, and then I was like, power outage. Oh my god, we got to run out there because there's, you know, we left heat guns on and everything prepping for this. So a little bit of Mod Podge. I'm going to do my plate. Steve's going to bring back that, but I'm going to show you how we're going to prep this one. And let's grab, that was a little darker. That one's too dark. This one's pretty big. So they all come in different sizes, just like our tree bark. I'm looking for something a little lighter. Am I finding anything? Not really sure. Trying to find the perfect, I think I'm going to use this one. Perfect turtle pattern. Let me look at the last couple ones I had. That one's a little too dark, too dark. This one's a little nice too. Okay, thank you. And you need a styrofoam brush. So make sure that whatever design you have picked, it will fit on your ornament slice space. So I just kind of pull my turtle and make sure that if I was to go around this with my finger, that I'm capturing the whole turtle. I'm not cutting his fins off or anything. So this one works. So what you're going to do is your napkins are going to come in one of two layers. They're going to come as either 2-ply napkin or 3-ply napkin. And the only thing you're going to want to do is, first of all, what we should have done is make sure that our turtle's all the way on there. Part of him is going to cut off his back little flipper. So I am going to just take my finger like so, and I want to go all the way around where my turtle is so I can kind of see roughly an imprint of where I'm going to need to be. Then you need to moisten your fingers and you need to separate your layers of napkins. Most of the time you can't do this without moistening your fingers. So I'm just going to do this, and you can see right there, here's one layer, here's 2 layers, and I'm down to my single layer right here. So I'm going to lightly cut this out like that, just so I don't have to have the whole piece. And then make sure it's going to fit on our slice. I think we opted for this one, right? Trying to figure out which way I want him to be. Making sure he all fits. Okay, so where is my hole going to go? I kind of want him swimming upwards. So now I'm going to reinforce this cut so I know exactly how to trim away most of this. So just really pinch all the way around. And then all we're going to do is cut just a little bit wider. You don't want to cut it right to the edge. So I'm just going to give it a slight overlap.
Hi, Tamala.
Just like this. And this is going to go pretty quick too.
Obviously, for those gals coming on late, you can watch the replay. It'll be on later.
Alright, now we're going to take Mod Podge Match. What is it? It's not Mod Podge. Mod Podge. Not Mod. It's Mod Podge. So I prefer not to put it on my plate. I prefer to just do it here. You know, I don't have to wash the plate. So wood is a porous surface, so it is going to soak up that Mod Podge pretty quickly. Thin little coat. Take your turtle or whatever design you have. You're going to want to lay it in whatever fashion you have. Just don't, I'm like right on the edge when it comes to his flipper. So we want to make sure that there's no wrinkles on that. And you can already see that the wood grain is coming right through that print. I'm going to take a paper towel to this and just make sure I get that all the way on. We want to make sure we know right where the hole is. Okay. Make sure. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Mod Podge and I'm going to brush this over the top. I have like a hair right there. Thin layer. Doesn't have to be overly thick. Just like that. Blow dryer. Because we're going to speed up nature's process a little bit. So I'm going to use a blow dryer and we're going to blow dry this because normally what you're supposed to do is let this dry for about 24 hours. But if you have a blow dryer, as soon as Steve is able to do that for me. Do you want me to do, you can try to do it to the other side. Want to go over there?
Yeah.
I will go over this way. You might have to readjust your camera. Oh, it'll reach. Okay. Let's move all this stuff off. So make sure you guys can reach. I'm going to put this on high, hot.
That's where you got the wood discs again?
Amazon. I will post my affiliate link to this as soon as I finish this tutorial. I'll put all this stuff that I used in that tutorial. So for those of you that are going to be watching this on YouTube, check the description box below. I'll post all the links in there. So I'm just making sure it's completely smooth. As you can see, we have no brush marks on there. Making sure I go all the way around the edge right here so that we have a good seal all the way through. And then what I'm going to do is take a small piece of sandpaper. I'm going to run the sandpaper right on the corners to remove any parts of the napkin I don't want on there. Remember how we saved that little lip? So we can get it all the way to the end.
Linda, with the snowstorm that came in a couple days ago, we got about maybe 2 inches of snow, but it melted off like the next day.
Because we had rain.
Yeah.
So just like that, we're removing all traces of napkin so it can look like you hand painted that on an actual wood slice. And I've ordered all my Christmas ones, but they won't be here until sometime next week. So I'm just taking my sandpaper and pulling down right on the corner so that we can move all that napkin. I think I've got most of it. There we go. Plus, it's also going to ensure that we have no sharp edges because that is a wood slice. So they are little pieces. I don't have my trash can. I went to like dump all this in my trash can. It got moved. So right where we have our little hole, we want to make sure we've added our hole right in here. So I'm just going to take the end of my scissors, pop my hole in.
So I got my wine bottle bouquet farms from your link.
Thank you.
It took forever for them to come, so they were too late. There's always next year.
Well, you can always be making them for Easter, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. A lot of those holidays are still coming up. If you want, you can keep layering on the Mod Podge to get them a little bit darker and just do the same thing. I think Mod Podge directions state that you should have like 3 coats, but just remember, thin coats. So really thin. And then you'll see it goes from the dry, right now it's like dull, and then you'll get that bright color as it dries. Just like that, and as you can see, we start to have like the turtle pairs making their way through. We're just going to add our last little bit of twine.
Everyone said this is great. I love the things you show us. And Mod Podge also has a matte finish or a gloss finish, so if you wanted it glossier, you could.
They also have a glitter finish.
Oh yeah.
And so
the gloss glitter.
if you were doing them. Like, let's say, for example, you have a gorgeous ornament with, like, snowflakes or snow on it. Mod Podge does come in extreme glitter. So let me show you what this looks like. Make sure nothing falls inside. So this one is very glittery. So glitter's already contained in it if you wanted to make him a little bit sparkly. You know, if your design was more Christmas. And then there's also one that says sparkle. But the extreme glitter one looks so much better than this one does. This one just has a little bit of glitter. Go with the extreme glitter. It looks amazing. Or you can just do regular Mod Podge and you can just buy glitter. This is extra fine glitter and just sprinkle that on. Let it dry. Put a layer of your Mod Podge on and then you're good. But super simple to create 3 different ornaments, 3 different ways. Super simple crafts for you to do while you have family visiting for the holidays. Like I said, I have a couple people who are huge sea turtle fans. So,
Linda asked, Kat, do you have a tutorial on how to do the Mod Podge with the napkins on pumpkins?
Yep, it's already on my YouTube channel. So I will post that link below this as well for the replay. But there you have it. Super simple way to create Christmas ornaments. We did it this way, and then I also taught you how to do them this way using the torch paste. So what questions do you guys have? I will post all the links that I have. I'll even look at the website for the torch paste so you know you're getting the right one. I'll put the Scorch Marker in there if you are like a hand lettering person. I will put all the links for, I don't even know who I got these napkins from a long time ago. I did a white pumpkin for my daughter who had a beach theme. She wanted pumpkin, mermaids, and turtles for her bathroom. So, and then for here, like I said, use your scrap. Sometimes you can use like leftover flannel if you want to create these metal stars. Use the buttons. I don't think I have anything else link-wise. The cinnamon sticks are from Hobby Lobby. Anything else that I missed? I don't think so. So, private group is open for 2 more weeks if you guys want to join. I have, I want to say close to 300 private tutorials that you can take advantage of. Discounts, we're changing things up for 2023. So I can't wait to share with you guys what's going on in 2023. Steve's pinning the link for that at the bottom. catscreationsandmore.com. If you see any of the things and you want to purchase them, message me at info@catscreationsandmore.com, and I'd be happy to get these wrapped up and sent to you. Other than that,
Mod Podge. What a fun tutorial. Thanks, Kat.
good. I'm super glad. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and don't forget to come back and join me tomorrow at 5 Pacific. Prayers going up. We're not supposed to have any weather, so we should be fine at the 5 o'clock hour. So I will see you then, and we'll make something incredible for next year. Bye for now, everyone.